Hey, number ones, we've got a haul. So we went to GameStop, and in theory, I was supposed to only buy one game, but this happened. So settle in. First and foremost, I'm gonna show you the one thing that is king here. Okay, so I got my copy of Final Fantasy Tactics. The is this considered a remaster, a remake? I don't even know. It doesn't say. Anyways, this I'm really excited because this is my favorite Final Fantasy. I know it feels a bit like a spin-off from regular RPGs since this is a tactical. So in that case, if you just want to look at Final Fantasy that are just RPGs, then my favorite would be 10. But then again, this is still one of my favorite ever of the saga, if you will. And so I'm so excited about this. Now I'll tell you more about it later. I just wanted to show you this because otherwise if I start speaking, you won't see the rest of the whole. So we're going to go through the whole, and once we're done, we'll get back to Final Fantasy Tactics, and I'll tell you why I'm so excited, why I chose the PS5 version, and all the rest. All right. I found this and I was impressed. I didn't even know it was a thing. So, still for PS5, I got a copy of Flashback 2. You can't really see because of the price. Man, I hate that they do this. I wish they didn't use. I wish they didn't stick anything on these. Nothing. They shouldn't stick anything. Doesn't come off. It did come off. So, all right. So, Flashback 2 limited edition. I didn't even know this existed. The original Flashback for Amiga 500, and there were other portings, but that was the version. And it's a steel box. Man, this is awesome. Just show you, just to show you who you're talking to. All right. I still have my original inbox for Amiga 500 on floppy disk. So I know that this is a huge box, but that's how things were back in the day. Massive box and then a little bunch of floppy disks. So I still have the original. Working, by the way. I've got a functioning Amiga anyways, a computer from 1987 for those who don't know. And boom, so now we got this. I'm excited to see what's this even gonna be. I don't know, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to play it. Next, we got into some figures because I love collecting like Jada toys, and I have a lot of Street Fighter figures, also from other companies. But today I started my Mortal Kombat collection. So we started with this. These are made by McFarlane Toys, and we've got a Sub-Zero, which I think he looks awesome, to be honest. Look at that. When I saw that, I need to tell you a little story about it, but Sub-Zero is my favorite. I've always been like a pro ninja, I guess, a ninja supremacist, whatever you want. So I've always been for ninjas, and Sub-Zero has always been my favorite since Mortal Kombat 1 because it's blue, and blue is my favorite color. But what happened today is that the first figure Man, this chair. The first figure I saw was this one, Kitana. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Kitana's great, of course. But I was like, ooh, I've never seen these figures. I mean, she looks nice. And thinking, maybe I could start it. But what really got me was Sub-Zero, because then I moved the boxes and I'm like, ooh, Sub-Zero. So I got Sub-Zero, and once I decided, Sub-Zero convinced me, it recruited me, then I'm like, yeah, I'm getting Kitana too then. So we get a little set. I wish they had Mylena too, because I like the idea of showing both. And of course, now that we have Sub-Zero, we need to find a Scorpion and a Reptile. But first Scorpion, the rivals. There is a Criterion. And then the other one they had was a Liu Kang. I hate saying it, so Liu Kang, I guess. Some people say Liu Kang. I believe it's Liu Kang, but I'm not sure about the tones in Mandarin. Who cares? We're not here for the language. So, yeah. So we got him as well. Looks like Mortal Kombat 2, by the way. It says Mortal Kombat Classic, but the way he's dressed, it's clearly 2. These are all, I think, from Mortal Kombat 2, of course, because Kitana wasn't even a thing on Mortal Kombat 1. Very nice. So I'm excited to have started this new collection. Then I got a Ryu for Jada toys. Now I already have one, but basically with my Jada toys, what I'm doing is that I have one to keep in box and just showcase it, display it like that of each character, and then I get another one that I actually unbox, and then I put them on and create a little diorama, if you will, so show them like with poses and stuff, because these are action figures, so I feel bad about not actually showcasing them. But I love the boxes. I love the you have the image, the drawing from Super Street Fighter. and Ultra Street Fighter 2, I guess. And then I just like the way it's organized, the drawing. So I do like keeping them in box. And since these are not expensive, I'm okay buying basically twice, everything twice. That's me. Now, going back to Final Fantasy Tactics, I want to show you, first and foremost, here we've got the current one, and this is the original NTSC version, so the American version of Final Fantasy Tactics for PlayStation 1, with a nice thin box. And then I also have an original Japanese version of Final Fantasy Tactics in box. You notice that these are a lot thicker, and to me, in fact, this is more nostalgic because the PAL version, so the European version of PS1 games, were also this thickness and this kind of, they looked like this. So I don't think, I checked my collection very quickly, but it's a lot of games. So I don't think I have a PAL version of Tactics, but I will find it. It's just that they tend to be a little expensive sometimes. So I'll see. As you see, this one wasn't. I just paid $24 for this one, and I was very happy about it. But now we have this. So I'm just going to open it, and I'm excited about it because this, as I was saying, is one of my favorite Final Fantasy ever. I love the job system. I used to think that this is the game that introduced the job system that then became also a thing in Final Fantasy XI, which was the online one, Final Fantasy XIV, once again MMO. But the reality is that I think that the job system was actually introduced in one of the older ones. It's just that I haven't played those because I started with Final Fantasy VII, so I haven't played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And even though the numbers are weird between America and Japan, like it's confusing, so I'm not very versed in those. You'll probably correct me if I'm saying something wrong, but I did play 7, I played 8, I skipped 9, which I will play. I actually found it physical, and I think I will play it on my PlayStation because people keep telling me, no, it was such a good one, you need to play it. So then I played 10. When I say played, I mean finished. Then I finished 10, so X2. I played 11 a little bit, not a lot, because I didn't even have I just played it at my cousin. I didn't have a connection to do it. And then 12 was okay, but I played a few hours. 13 was okay as well. Played maybe about 10 hours. I played it in Japan when I was living in Japan. So I played it in Japanese, which kind of made it harder because of all the weird kanji that you don't usually... I do speak and read and write Japanese, but Final Fantasy, it's like you don't really study those kanji at university when you're like dealing with materia and eons and aeons and stuff like that. Then I played 14 quite a bit. I had a Dragoon main. That was my guy. And then 15, I skipped. 16, I own. I played with my wife watching me. And we played for like a few hours, and then I think I got distracted and played something else. I will return. But Tactics still remains, of all the Final Fantasy I played, Tactics still remains one of my favorites because it's just fantastic. Not only because of its tactical characteristics is so well done, the job system is so fun and addictive, but the story. So you don't just play it because it's challenging in a good way. Like every time you're like, oh, let me see if I can beat this battle. And some are challenging. Like you really have to figure it out. It's also very customizable because you've got your favorite classes. I like knights. I like Holy Knight. I think the Holy Knight was one. And I like dragoons. I haven't played it in a while. Still my favorite, dragoons and black mages and whatnot, white mages. It's really fun that you can customize it like that, but switching jobs with you and leveling them up. But also another thing is that it's so intriguing. The story is literally a well-written book. It is a well-written book, and I know it looks cutesy, if you will, but it's a very serious story, which creates an interesting contrast that only Final Fantasy knows how to pull off perfectly, in my opinion. There are other studios and IPs that do it well, but not like them. At least that's me. And they do a really good job because the story is all about like political intrigue and the power balance between the church and the secular state. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so continuing, I got a copy of Lords of the Fallen physical for Xbox Series X. The reason why I'm specifying is because I'm on a quest. I love this studio. I love what they did. They stood up and showed support for Charlie Kirk's family when he was assassinated, and they in fact said that they condemn people that laughed at it. And by the way, which means that now I am their forever allies because they were decent. And of course, if instead you are someone who subscribed here because you like games, but you laughed at Jolly Kirk Assassination and you're upset now that you know where I stand, I don't care, unsubscribe. So this is what it is, Lords of the Fallen, and I'm on a quest to buy every copy of this game for every system that was ever released, all new, to support the studio. In other words, every single dollar that would have gone to Sucker Punch, because I'm not buying Ghost of Yote, is going to them. But I am excited because, I mean, this looks great and it's a Souls-like, and I love Souls-like games, so I'm actually very excited. I would have bought it anyways just to support the studio, but the fact that it's a game that I think I am going to enjoy. So yeah, no, I'm very excited. This was the haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of a shorter video, I suppose, and the reason being, I want to go play. I don't know what to tell you. I want to go play. So I'm going to go install this. How big is it, by the way? I mean, it shouldn't be that big. I know that they added, I probably should say this, professional YouTuber. I know that they added a mode whereby you can get like cleaned up graphics with higher resolution and I think anti-aliasing. But personally, I like when games allow you to switch between original and this, like classic and this and new. Diablo 2 Remake had this modality as well, and I personally appreciate that because as far as I'm concerned, given sometimes when I remember old school graphics, I remember them better than they were. But then again, there is something charming about the massive textures and the of PlayStation 1 games, and I personally like it, which is why even new indie games that follow that kind of graphics, like PS1 style, they are still so good. One, because they connect to a nostalgic past, and two, because it has its own charm. It's like a style. It's not even a technical limitation anymore. That's what it was in period. But now it's not a technical limitation. It's an art style of its own. At least that's the way I see it. But yeah, so that's it. I'm going to go play. Thank you for watching. See you for the next video.